Are you staying in something right now because you love it, or because you like the person who you are inside it? So hello and welcome to this week's episode of the It's Okay Kid podcast, your weekly dose of clarity and self-discovery. So I'm talking about fighting, but I could have been talking about your career, your marriage, friendships, your sport, because that's what happened to me. I knew 3 weeks ago that I couldn't fight anymore. And the realisation of that shook me a wee bit, because you think you're going to live forever. You think you'll be able to do these kind of things forever. And I physically couldn't do it anymore. Lee Mackay, who's been on this show, so it was a realisation when I was in the ring with him. I had 2 rounds left. That wasn't going well for me. And I realised it doesn't matter how fit I try and get, I'm never going to be as fit as these guys. And rightly so. Lee's a professional Thai boxer. It wasn't that, but I could always get myself to a certain level where I could compete a wee bit or get through it, because I love it. I love fighting. I love competing. But it was only one night, and I know you shouldn't beat yourself up, but I knew. And it was the first time I knew. And in the last few weeks, I've been a bit down in the dumps. I'm injured. I've not been well. I've not been posting on here. And I know I talk about consistency, but sometimes that's all right. You can take a break and get back on it, which is happening right now. But it was a weird feeling for me, because, like I say, I've always been physically fit enough to do everything. And this was the first time where I couldn't. Basically, I was getting battered and I just couldn't do it anymore. And that's the thing, because you create an identity around the things you love or don't love. And that's what I'm saying. I could be talking about your marriage, your career, your sport. Sometimes your identity's wrapped up in some of these things. Fortunately for me, I didn't put my whole identity isn't a Thai boxer, obviously, because I'm not a professional Thai boxer. But I loved the fact that I'd found a sport, and I'd found something that I'd loved. So I did like the fact that you've been training, and when you post stuff and people come to watch your fights, they knew you'd done that. And it was kind of the only thing I'd been, apart from the railway. I've been in the railway for 25 years, got a really good job, and people know you for that. But I'm at a kind of crossroad between these two now, because I've stopped one. And I knew I was going to have to stop Thai boxing this year, because it was taking up too much of my time. No doing it, but thinking about it, because these nights were getting harder and harder for me to survive with Lee and the guys, because there's about 4 or 5, as you can see, because I've been on my social media, that are amazing. And it was getting harder and harder for me to get through it. But also I wanted to do this. So this was a new identity shift for me. People know me for years for working in the railway, and now I'm trying to do something different at a kind of later stage in my life. So people are kind of going, what the fuck's he up to? What's he doing? And that's what happens, because your identity's intertwined with these. Also the plans. I thought I'd be doing this forever. And people think they'd be in relationships forever, they're in careers forever, and then to shift. People don't want to shift. And it's they've not got the ability to shift. They don't know what's going to happen. It's the uncertainty. Your brain gets something mapped out, and it likes consistency. It likes normal. It likes predicting where you're going to go. And you're suddenly going, we're not doing this. We're going to jump over here. And it doesn't like it. We as humans don't like change. So you get your identity wrapped up in something. And then, how am I going to replace this? And that's where I am. I've started running, but it's the thing with a new sport. You're using new muscles. I'm getting fucking injured. I've knackered my knee, but I love doing ultra marathons, doing marathons. My friend Stephen does them. It's the only thing that I can get to fighting where you have to overcome yourself, because when you're fighting, your body sometimes tells you to stop, and you need to override that. You need to go no, and you need to step forward, and you need to punch and kick your knee and try and get through it. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And I think running long distances is probably the only thing I'm going to get where my mind tells me we're not going any further. And I say, yes, we are. I like that kind of challenge. And so do loads of other people, but that's the thing. I'm not going to find anything to replace what I had, because for me, Thai boxing was the best cardio in the world. It was amazing, and it brought me so many good skills, discipline, confidence. It helped me overcome so many things. But again, it's the plans that die. And that's it. When you're in these relationships, you can see yourself moving forward with that person, with that career, and then suddenly it gets taken away from you. And that's what you grieve. You grieve, but also you don't realise that you can evolve into something else. That's the scary thing. You think nothing's ever going to replace this, and that's not true. Because you can have the Thai boxing, you can have that person, yes, you can have that career, but ultimately it's what's inside you. That's what you don't realise. You can create all these things again with another person, another job, another sport, because it's you in that other thing. That's where people make the mistake. They don't want to step into the unknown because they're scared. But that is one thing Thai boxing has given me, is the fact that taking action builds confidence, no the other way about. People think, I'll get my confidence up and then I'll try. That's a lot of shite, because you get confidence by taking action. And then you take action, you build more confidence, and then you get a wee bit of clarity. This is the thing I want to do, or no, it's no, but at least I've tried it, and you can pivot and try something else. But taking action gets you the confidence, which gets you the clarity to move forward. So that's what I've found over the last few weeks, that it's shite that I can't do it anymore, but it's going to open the door for something new. And hopefully that something new is better than what you've had before. So, I've been feeling a wee bit shit, grieving the process. My identity's been shaken because I'm no longer doing the thing I love, but also I can then move into something else and hopefully love that just as much. So, that is the end of this week's podcast. Thanks very much for listening. I appreciate yous all. And Wilson and Lorne, I didn't say easy for me to say this week when I was stuttering, because I was pulled up in that a couple of weeks ago, but that's just a wee inside joke. But aye, that's it. I'll be back next week with a new episode. I know I said it the last time, these will be coming thick and fast. I've been a wee bit down lately because of all of the stuff I've just spoke about, but I'm going to get back on track because that's the only way for it. And I'll see you in the next episode.